No, I could focus. If I have a remote control, I could focus it with me. All right, that's good. 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another show of In the Community TV. You know how we do it: state to state, city, city, community, community. And talk about community. Right now, we are.
Ms Pryor,
And where are we?
Columbus, Ohio.
Columbus, Ohio. That's right. That's how we do it. State to state, city, city, community, community, in your community. And listen, right now we have a pleasure of being with a young lady who's actually, how old are you?
10 years old.
So you gotta say how young she is, right? Listen, you're doing great things in the community. What inspired you to do these things? I mean, like you're so young and yet you out there in the community charging, you're organizing things. I mean, how that make you feel?
I feel great
Okay.
because my auntie, well, she's a big success, Miss Feline Media, and so it makes me feel great to have an auntie who I could like look up to and ask for help, and it makes me just feel like I'm good.
So she's giving a plug to Miss Feline Media, who's actually one of our producers in the Washington, D.C. area. And y'all guys are going to see more Miss Feline production. So stay tuned. Besides giving her a plug, what are some other things that you feel by being the niece of Miss Feline, production? How does that put pressure on you? Or, I mean, are you creative like that or what?
It doesn't press me because I know I took my talent after my auntie and my other side of family because my auntie, she likes to sing and she's great at that. She likes to do show business. So it really I can really inspire her, and she's like my idol.
Okay. So when are we going to be seeing some singing from you?
Well, and I can tell you is I'm in a traveling choir at school, so yeah.
And what else you be doing besides singing? I heard you also do some acting and writing.
Yeah, I act. I write scripts and write books. I was in theater, and so I like acting a lot. And also at school, what really inspires my imagination and gets me like fired up and I want to drop out is I'm in strings, choir, ambassador, hall monitor. I'm also a prize patrol person, candy seller for school, and I help out different teachers and leadership.
That's a lot. That's what it's all about. I mean, like, that's like 20 jobs. I mean, like, parents, I mean, listen, we know we don't all have children as happy, but y'all could do it. I mean, for those parents out there and for the children, how can they, start on the same path that you did? I mean, what can you encourage them to, what would you like to say to them?
I like to tell the kids that you guys follow your imagination. Like, you gotta stick up to it. You can't just say, I'm gonna be such and such a thing, and then don't. Like, I wanna be a clothes designer also. And what I do is I, like, draw different designs. But if you wanna be a clothes designer, you can't just say you're gonna be a clothes designer and don't even draw no clothes or nothing like that. You just say, I'm gonna be a clothes designer and just sit down. You can't do that.
I mean, I'm just having a good time interviewing her because, basically it's coming out of her mouth, but we've been telling y'all guys all along, you just can't talk it. Y'all got to do it. I mean, and so here it is again from somebody telling you again, so young, telling your parents, and telling y'all youth out there. All right. Now, if, say there's, you come to a stumbling block. All right. And there's, some things that you have to really study for. What do you look at, say, I'm going to go through it? I mean, what motivates you?
Well, what do you possibly mean by that?
So in other words, you come to a hard decision. There's some things in your life that you have to look at. Maybe you want to give up. If you come to a moment that you want to give up, you say, I ain't going to do that. What pushes you ahead?
Maybe just like if I really want to do this or this, I pick which one I want to do most and then just do that.
So if the kids out there, they're having a hard time with math, they're having a hard time getting up, going to school, what can, you tell them what will motivate them, you think?
Probably if you go to sleep earlier or buy your alarm clock, and if you have like trouble in school, maybe ask your teacher more because like on my grade card, in my interim, it said seeks help when needed. and I didn't. If you got a check, that means that you didn't. But I didn't. Mine was just clear because I seek help when I need. And also, my uncle, my auntie, my grandma, and all my family, they're like really good help to me. So if I need help with anything, all I do is just call one of them, and they'll help me.
So she's saying support. The family support is very, very important. So when she get discouraged, she have her uncles, her aunts, relatives to depend on. Parents, you have to be there. You have to be at those PTA meetings. You have to take time. You have to support because this is our future. And if we don't support our future now, then what's going to happen to our future? Let me ask you a question. All the times people see little kids and they don't understand, what really going into kids' heads. For those parents out there who maybe want to know a little bit what y'all thinking about, can you share a little bit with them?
Sure. Well, kids as kids, they really do like a lot of freedom, but you can't just keep them like in and don't let them do nothing like that because kids will be kids. So like you can't. I'm not saying that like let them do whatever they want, but if a kid needs to talk to you or something, don't interrupt them or nothing like that because maybe you don't never know if it's important or not, or if they want to talk to you about school or something like that. You should always listen because kids like they have big imaginations like I do, and maybe they want to share it with you and they can like trust you on things. But if you don't listen, then they don't want to even talk to you sometimes because that's how I feel when people don't want to listen to me. I say, okay, forget it.
So parents, again, she's saying something very important. Listen to those young ones. Give them some time. No matter how rushed we are, get that moment, get that time to say, okay, let me listen. All right? So we're going to get a little bit more. Let's talk about Facebook. A lot of parents out there, they're going through this thing with Facebook and MySpace now with children. Should parents trust their children with MySpace and Facebook?
Well, I don't have a MySpace because I really don't like MySpace. But when I know my friends have MySpace, so I can tell you about MySpace is like it is kind of fun. You get to create your own page, but the only thing is about talking to people and all that. And so about Facebook, I have a Facebook. My name is Ms N Pryor on Facebook, and like what's dangerous about it is you could add people that you don't know, and don't put your phone number or address because if you do, then like you never know who could come find you or prank call you or anything like that. And plus, you should always check with your parents about. You can't just like say about the parents. You can't just say I'm getting a Facebook. You gotta ask for permission. Like, can I have a Facebook? Because maybe they don't want you to, or maybe they do.
Wow, parents. Again, we can just sit back and relax. Answer the questions. Again, Facebook. You have to have some kind of trust, and this is where it starts from. Remember, at some point, you got to give them the car keys. At some point, you got to let them go hang out. At some point, you have to let them go. This is a good starting point. Look, see what they're doing on their Facebook. Encourage them, all right? You have to be social. The social, that is another part of development. What do you say about activities in school? Do you think that help children? Do you think parents should support children more in sports or activities in school?
Yes, because if like what my grandma told me is like if you're not involved in things in school and you're just like at school, you do get bored and like you may drop out or something or think more interested in things that's not supposed to be like on your mind. So like I'm in so many things and that's why I'm not even in the mood to drop out. I love school and every day if I wake up early, I'm like so in the mood like, oh my gosh, when's school gonna start? And so yeah.
So there we go. Now let's go to some hard subjects, okay? Because this was all about parents. You know how we have to go into the social development. We have to go into the politics of it. As a young person, you watching the politics, and now you have an African American president, and you may not know the hard times and how hard it took, but how does it make you, as a role model, seeing a black president?
Well, when President Barack Obama was elected, Well, some kids at my school, they were so mad, the whites, because they were hoping for Hillary or McCain or someone. But when they said, "Why is there a black president?" or something like that, I just ignored them because when he was elected, me and my family, we started crying because it's like history. And so what I thought was, when they just said that, I said, I don't care if you don't want Obama, but you can't make my day go wrong, because I went to school happy and joyful. And like, did you hear about Obama, how he was elected? And so yeah.
Listen, I love this. And this is what it's all about. This, you can see how it starts. You can see what we're doing wrong. You can see what we're doing right. It's like teaching, and if the child is not developed, then there's a lot of wrong that's going to take place, and then we have a wrong adult. All right. So politics is very important. Politics is, whether you on what side of the fence you on, you have to learn. You have to be different.
And one more thing about the president. And while you guys are talking, and how people and adults and kids are talking about why was Obama elected, do you really pay attention to the presidents anyway? Are you just worried about a color, or are you worried about like what they're going to do in a living?
The policies. That's pretty much what she's saying. Don't get caught up on the pigmentation. The policies. Now, let's leave politics to entertainment. To us, a lot of parents, they see entertainment today and they forget how bebop was. Bebop was hip hop. All right. So a lot of people was afraid of bebop. Now a lot of people are afraid of hip hop. But hip hop changed. Seemed like they're different hip hop today. You got Soldier Boy, and they ain't talking about the same things like the killing and whatnot. How do you feel about that?
Well, it like, if you watch, like, not watch, but if you listen to hip hop, you should always, like, if you're a Christian, even though you could like hip hop, but you should always save time for the Lord, because He comes first before everything. And I'm not saying that you can't listen to hip hop, but just remember, like, hip hop and gospel are two different things. But you can't just listen to like hip hop every single day straight. Well, you can, but if you like, you can also take time to put Lord Jesus in it, or at least pray to Him or something.
So listen, basically, there we go again, the balance, all right? And it's very important for parents to see the balance. It's very important for parents to instill the balance. If you're going to bombard your child with a constant boom, boom, boom and the negative, then you got to give them some positive as well. Correct?
Correct.
Now, leaving politics, leaving entertainment, health. What can parents do to teach their children more health?
Well, there is a lot of children obesity, but also I know how treats can really get to you and make you like, ooh. But also, you could, like, also, when you get dinner, don't just eat your dessert first. You should eat the dinner and then your vegetables, because at lunch, we have lunch, vegetables, and fruit. I eat my fruit and vegetables because I think it's really healthy and good, and then I eat my meal and my dessert.
Wow. And, people like me, I got to listen to what she's saying. All right. So we did our politics. We did our health. We did our entertainment. All right. Now, what about, say, finance? What about money? Do you see a lot of people talk about they're losing their jobs? All right. We talk about, people don't have enough. How can someone go about creating a business?
Well, well, on commercials I see, there's different things that's going on, and like, you could also maybe call the company, and you never know what can happen to you. And also, like, if you're a kid, you can like do, maybe say, you can go around, rake people's leaves, and maybe they'll get you money, or shovel snow, and yeah.
So again, parents, listen to what she said, because your children, they're gonna constantly be asking you, can I have $5? Can I have this? Can I have that? And you can always say, go rake some leaves
Yes.
or go do something. Listen, we gotta go. The young lady is definitely on it. You know how young you are?
10 years old.
10 years young. 10 years young. And she's giving y'all so much wisdom. Listen, parents, again, everybody, we all are different, but it starts somewhere. And I think it, right now starts by listening, learning, watching,
Paying attention.
and it's very, very important to do what?
Pay attention.
All right? So once again, it's your man Abdul Shaheed in your community of,
Columbus, Ohio.
and we're with,
Nikia Pryor.
keep it here in the community. Thank you so much. I enjoyed that.
No, that was great.
She's really bright, man. You're really, 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 really.